What's going on, guys? It's happened. What we expected to happen has happened. Let's have a look here. 0x0 dropped 60% over the last, well, it happened in 3 hours. So today we are going to look into why this has happened, what the expected outcome is going to be moving forward, and obviously we're going to run over as to why I did end up selling it nice before all this happened. Anybody that followed me knows I made a video about it on the 3rd of August, telling everybody that I was looking at selling my bags. I already sold off a little bit, and I considered selling most of it. I tweeted about it 6 days ago, saying that I sold 90% of my 0x0, and then I saw everybody started tweeting about it. So I obviously asked, did I make a mistake? Not necessarily because I thought I made a mistake, but I was just curious to see what people said about it. Unfortunately, too many people thought I made a mistake or pretended like I did make a mistake. As we can see, I didn't actually make a mistake. As we can see, I sold it at exactly the right time. I am out of 0x0 with profit, even though I'm still holding a bag right now, a tiny little moon bag I had left, and that obviously dropped 60% in a couple of hours just before. So yeah, the bag that I have left is absolutely pointless now. There's nothing there anymore. Some people would maybe look into this right now and consider, hey, should we buy back in? Should we consider a purchase order and take a little bit of a risk? Which, it's not that dumb of an idea, because even if they fix it a little bit, just for them to now get back to where they were before, to get back to, where they were earlier today, you can double your money. If they can go back to where they were, let's say, 2 weeks ago, yeah, roughly 2 weeks ago, slightly more, you could 4x your money, and then they would still be very low compared to where they've been. So if they go back to 8 cents, that's a 4x, which is still considered extremely low compared to where they were. But is that likely going to happen? Well, no, not really. So let's look into why this is going on, what's happened. It is actually very funny to see, very sad to see, really, because they just made some announcements and the chat's going off. So let's have a look at the time, right? It was at 8:20 a.m. Australia time that it suddenly completely dropped, plummeted straight to zero. At the lowest point was at 11:30. So this happened over a 3 hour period. And it's 1:40 p.m. Australia time right now. So it started roughly 5 hours ago. This tweet came 2 hours ago. That's their first tweet they made as 2 hours ago was 11:30. This was when they were exactly at absolutely nothing. And they post this. The arcane volume competition winners. This is their post. As they are at absolute rock bottom, this is their post. There was a lot of thought around this whole competition already, because the competition was that, let me see, can we see it here? It's somewhere a little bit further back, but the competition was the person with the most amount of trading volume will win $50,000, get $50,000. But they've got a 5% tax when you trade back and forth, sell tax, buy purchase tax, and trading tax. So for this person, whoever these people are, to get this much trading volume, they could have easily spent 50K on their trading volume alone already, and just to get the money back. It's absolutely pointless. So there was a lot of fun around this whole tweet, and then this is the tweet that they come up with as they are at rock bottom. So it's pretty funny. You can see they're absolutely clueless. I believe, though, one of the reasons as well that this could have happened is because that claimant guy, their head of growth, has quit. He said that he pulled the plug on it, which I think is good. He had a weird energy, weird attitude. I don't think he was good for the project at all. He didn't do what was necessary. But I don't think that that's the problem. Most people complaining about this just being a tax farm and it being a scam and it being a rug pull, etc. So whether they get a new head of growth or not, whether they come up with a good competition or not, I don't think that that's necessarily going to fix it. It's a way deeper problem, which I'm making quite a bit of fun of this project now, and I'm obviously having a good time with it, because it's crypto. You have to don't take things too serious. Don't be too deep into it. But at the same time, it is sad, because a little while back I was expecting this to be one of my best bags, and I had the highest expectations on this during this bull run. And unfortunately, I had to come back from that word. Luckily, I got back on that word early enough, so we got out on time. But as you can see, everybody is very negative. This being the first post since they just tanked 80% in a couple of hours is wild. Generational buy or going to zero. Lol, bro. Zero. Laugh, 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 laugh. So yeah, nobody can take this serious. Why would you even post this? That's. I want to say some words. I don't know if I can say that here on YouTube, but that's just absolutely idiotic to make a post like this as they are plummeting 60% in 2 hours. So warning signs were there, 100% they were there, which is why we sold it on time. So if you would have followed me along, maybe you did buy into 0x0 because I was promoting it. And at least you would have been able to sell majority of it before this happened. Because yeah, we saw this coming from a mile away, of course. If there's any obvious moments or any obvious projects that it was gonna crumble straight to zero, it was this one. So they did end up addressing the problems, as you can see here, the 0x0 cyborgs. As many of you know, we have amicably parted ways with our previous head of growth, which is that claimant guy, which is probably a good thing. Naturally caused some short-term panic, but we want to make it clear. So I'm not in the Telegram group or anything. I don't know if they announced it in the Telegram group a couple hours ago, and that if that's caused anything, but we want to make it clear that development timeline remains fully intact. We're actively receiving and reviewing applications for a new head of growth. Whether that's true, you don't know. Maybe if you are somebody that likes to work in this space and believe that you can make a difference, it could be a cool challenge to see if you can save it or not. But at the same time, you're gonna straight away, if you get become the new head of growth, you're gonna get some heat thrown at you. So you got to make sure that you're up for that. On the development side, they're also in final selection process for additional developer to strengthen the team. If that's true, that's good. They say this, right? They're in active communication with CZ's team, and they used that as a promoting tool a little while back. Whether this is true or not, I doubt it. They could have also just used something as a marketing tool. They hopped on a call here and there. Now they're just milking it. You know what would be the actual downfall of 0x0? If because of this FUD that's going on right now, if he comes out and says, "Hey, look, guys, I just want to let you know that I'm not involved with 0x0 and I'm not actually talking to them and endorsing them or working with them," if he comes out and says something like that, it's game over for them. But I'm not saying that that's going to happen. It would be funny if he doesn't want to be associated with 0x0 anymore, which I wouldn't blame him for that. The launch of Spectre, if you watch my previous videos, we'll jump into this a little bit further. Yeah, that could be a good thing, but they just launched the Arcane one and they just kept dropping down, so that's not going to be the problem. That's not going to solve a problem. What would solve a problem is them getting rid of there's 5% tax and them getting some exchange listing so people can just easily trade back and forth without getting the FUD about it being a tax farm. But it is funny how people are still saying optimistic things. Not the optimism won't return if they just put out the Spectre in Q4. They had some posts. Somebody here showed some things about the Telegram chat, or maybe it's one of the other comments. We'll get to it in a second. But the Telegram itself, messages keep being deleted. So this is probably not it. So as you can see, still there's not too much positivity going on. Some people are saying some positive things, which is mind blowing to me. Only patience will be rewarded. Like, come on. I don't know if these people would be paid for it or if this is obviously it's a fake account. So whether they are just part of the team, this is the only marketing tool they're using, getting fake accounts to make these posts. But yeah, that's not gonna save anything, obviously. So yeah. Then if we look at the tweets of other people about 0x0, right? That's where you can see the real sentiment that's going on in the market, right? Everybody is just making fun out of it. I'm making fun out of it now as well, because you might as well milk it a little bit and have fun with it and enjoy it. Here we go. This is the one that I meant. This message from this person that has the team that deleted him, thanks to him putting the truth on this project. So he was talking about it being a text farm. It's easier to hate on me and talk shit instead of facing reality. I thought it's better before, even brought claimants on to help. I don't. He definitely did a good job. So I don't know if this crypto hash has got someone from him. Maybe he just held a big bag for it. Don't know. Um, they don't give a rat's ass about delivering spectre or marketing. I agree. They just want to cash up on the taxes. Makes total sense. When I confronted Smokey about him and about it and whoever being scammers, this is probably that team. He said that they were doing the same thing I was, just in a different way. When I threatened to out them on their two previous rugs, there were no denial. There was no denials. So they've done it before already. So makes sense. So as you can see, everybody is just very negative about it. Nobody's positive. One thing that's definitely hard hitting for this project is Johnny. So obviously John Crypto John is a pretty big player in the space, and him tweeting about it is has been a positive, I guess. But now he admitted that he sold. So he kept endorsing it in a positive way for a long time. Unfortunately, too long. So I did the same for a while until a couple of weeks back. I was like, no, I gotta change it around. And he's now doing it too, but after they dropped 60%. And they dropped 60% now, but they've been on a steady decline for a while back. So for a while already. So they dropped 60% today. But they've dropped, well, where did they come from? Let's say 8 cents at the end or at the start of August, end of July. That's when they were at 8 cents. They're at 2 cents now. So they have been on a steady decline for ages. Here, this is even better. They've been on a steady decline since January. So yeah, that says enough. I guess so. Johnny said that he was extremely bullish on it for 2.5 years, and he does genuinely agree somewhere in this post that it's about the narratives that they are in, and he believes that there's a lot of need for it, and but they're just not doing the right thing. So here, two times he got up to $5 million in profit, but he didn't end up selling. Which, if you look at the chart, that's obviously these two massive spikes here somewhere along the way, and here somewhere along the way. He should have taken profit, but he didn't. And what happened was he ended up, writing it down straight to zero. I'm the one to blame. At least he's taking accountability here, which is a good thing, of course. For transparency, I still hold over 6 figures in zero, but it's not his biggest bag anymore. Feels like a massive idiot from the bottom of my heart if he held for the last 2 years plus with me and didn't secure life-changing gains because you, similar to me, just want to say my bad. So he's admitting to his fault, which it's a big deal. If you're known like him, you obviously hold the responsibility to make sure that you don't. I guess it's people their own responsibility whether they follow you or not, but you do gotta take it serious that the things you say out loud, people will act on it. So want to say this, I tried my hardest to help and provide my thoughts and ideas to the zero market and do things free for the 2.5 years. He did actually put in a lot of effort. Nobody utilized him. The marketing team from zero has been one of the worst teams I have ever seen. So I was the definition of working for your back. Most of my ideas got ignored. They listened a few times. Put a lot of effort into it. It was super frustrating for me to keep trying and repeating myself for 2 years. Sucks knowing that I failed. And then he does say this, I still hold the moon back just in case because I do believe that there's a niche for privacy. AI, privacy is a big market. There's a big niche there. So yeah. With this, if you look at the overall market, overall project right now, this is obviously going to go straight to zero over the next couple weeks, even days, if they don't change anything right now. But look, what I would like to see, considering that did make this post, if you want to be a high risk taker, you could obviously consider jumping in right now. There's no easier returns than a project that's listing. Let's quickly refresh. It's sitting at 16 million market cap, and it's been at close to a $4 million market cap. It's funny. At this peak here, the trading volume, 24-hour trading volume was 2 million. And on the run up there, it was getting to the 5 million mark. And same thing here, was getting to the 5 million mark. And then you look at the trading volume now, and it was at $3 million in selling pressure. So it could easily, especially right now, this could be the easiest 30x of your life if they know how to save it and they can find their way back, or a little bit less delusional, I guess. This could be the easiest 5x of your life, just back to 10 cents, back to maybe 90 million market cap, just sitting below the 100 mark. That could be the easiest quick turnaround. But the problem is, often when you see this happening, so a couple projects that something like that happened with was, for example, anyone that happened with. The problem was they had a really good team. They did a lot of good things, but then the FUD happened. They got hacked. Sometimes things happen in a project and they just drop straight to zero, or not to zero. They drop massively. You buy in at the time, and then you can write it up. Powell, this happened with Powell. Had some FUD. They dropped. I bought in Powell, and then they just came back up because the project was still good. The team was still good. They just had some FUD happening. Problem here is that the team absolutely sucks. So if they said that they're gonna work on the marketing, I believe some people brought it up here, which is a very true fact. If they use their marketing wallet, there's $5 million in the marketing wallet. If they use that properly, buy back some of their tokens, get rid of the 5% tax, burn a bunch of their tokens, use it for a good marketing tool, it could easily turn around and get back up to the 10 cents. Yeah, and you can easily make a quick buck. But do I see that happening? No, not at all. Am I happy that I got out? Yes, very much so. So it is funny to see what people say. Yes, you made a mistake. Utility Token Works has distributed over 2,000 ETH, making it seem as if it's a good project. Not at all. He's like, yeah, the team has been improving. This guy understands that they weren't doing a good job. This guy just before, no, I'm from the future, he did not make a mistake. Well, he's living in the present right now because it just dropped well. Did I make a mistake? You did. Private EC is a key on every environment in the world. On top of that, BNB chain linked to the Arcane wallet, only the beginning. So as you can see, like, he's got no clue what he's talking about, and unfortunately, he would have been in there right now, you can assume, and lost all his money. Yes, paper hand, dumb idiot. You did make a mistake. I see many influencers, they made buyback and they hired marketers. No, they didn't. 5 days later, if he said this, they dropped to zero. And yeah, a lot of them do say good call. I dumped all my bag into another coin. Cool. Overall, am I expecting this to come back up? No, but I'll ride my bag that I have left, which is not much anymore now, and we'll see what's gonna happen with it. What did I buy though? I put some of my money that I sold my 0x0. I put it in Hash AI, which also obviously is not having the best run, but in the long term, I can see this do a lot better. Plus, my biggest Teo is my biggest AI bag, but that's a larger cap project. My second biggest AI cap is Desync. So my second biggest bag is Desync. That's got a slightly less of a market cap, so this is still fairly high risk. That's where I've put my money into. I'm more excited about seeing what they're gonna do and deliver. So I'll keep a close eye on 0x0. I am invested, even if it's just for entertainment. We'll keep you guys up to date. We'll see how we go, and I'll see you guys in the next video.